This is Shorthawk, coming to you live from a double wide along the border of Ohio and West Virginia. Hello. So, welcome back to the variety stream. And starting out with some GeoGuessr, going into Xenogears, a little bit of Google Feud if that works out, a little game I haven't played in I have no idea how long. A weird itch.io gallery that I found, and a reading of an old public domain book. Well, it's public domain now. It wasn't as if it was public domain when it was written, but you know how that goes. I would like to give credit, though, on stream to the Windows 9X skin that I'm using. It's done with some modifications, but it is mainly from YouTube user Meowin the Dino, I believe, or Meowwent the Dino. He uploaded it online, and I made some modifications to it. Alrighty. So, we're going to start off then with some GeoGuessr. I'm going to put on some background music for the heck of it, and we shall start with some GeoGuessr and some conversation. The soundtrack is going to be that of Soldier Blade for the TurboGrafx 16, also known as the PC Engine. Alrighty, here we go. GeoGuessr. Let's see where it takes us today. Okay, Ember, you're fine. Alrighty, so we've got some European-looking. Oh, that didn't mean to happen there. We've got some European-looking cars here. Well, there's another one of my car. The Golf, the classic Golf. That is, I think that's the gen my TDI was, though. So that's Mark 6, I think. I think right now I have a Mark 7. That might also be a Mark 5, though. I might be talking out of my butt. Anyways, we're trying to figure out where I actually am relative to the rest of the world. So right now my gut is somewhere in Europe. Is it another Golf? No, that's a Polo. That's a Polo. Never mind. Let's see. It looks like a weird Golf there. No, it's a Polo. I don't even know if we have that in the US. So far I'm not getting a big clue as to where I am yet. It just looks European. Oops. I have another game that's up in my stream. Didn't mean to click that. Yeah, I don't know. If we can find some signs with some words on it, we'll get a better clue. Looks like a relatively nice place to live. I wouldn't be like... Oh, here we go. Sornaja utka kulet Montanhegi. Zona. There's no Cyrillic there, but I don't know if I recognize that language. So it could be Eastern European. I don't know. Nothing really super notable. It's just like a relatively, mid-tempo, life, European city. What does that say? If I could have gotten a better view of that, it may have helped. Could it be Poland, I wonder? Again, I don't really know Polish very well, so I don't want to act like I know Polish. Because I don't know Polish. Magyar. Magyarország. Magyar, that puts me in the mind of Hungary. That's where the Magyars are from. But I don't know if that's just like a last name. Miklos. That almost sounds... Miklos, that could be... I don't know, would this be Greece, Macedonia? I don't know if I'd say I'm more entertaining than those things, but I appreciate that, though. Yeah, I don't know. My bets right now are going to be between Hungary, Yeah, this is actually a proper GeoGuessr now. I paid the little $3 a month or whatever for it. I don't even know what it said. It was yearly, so they may have charged me for a whole yearly thing. But yeah, this is actual GeoGuessr now instead of the ghetto Wordle, whatever that was. Nope. Oops. I need to like minimize that other game because it's gonna keep getting in my way, or just close it. Anyways, what a lively audience we have here. That's a very cramped cemetery. Doesn't surprise me in Europe though. Romania might be it too though. That's definitely a valid guess. It's in the same vicinity. There might be some Magyars going into Romania. Not a terrible place for certain. Not a terrible place at all. But it's just European suburbia. Not a whole lot for me to comment on. Trying to find something to riff off of, and it's like, look, there is a sedan. There is an SUV. I don't know what to say. Can we get to downtown or something? Something that has a nice lively scene. Very cramped road here, but that's not a strictly European thing. If you've ever been to Pittsburgh, got lots of roads like that. Oh, we've got peoples. We've got an old man, a woman. Just thinking, man, how can I sneak into my neighbor's property and play on their footballs? I want to play the footballs. I need to. I'm Werder Herzog. I need to understand the societal implications of football. And it's right next to me, but the gate is in my way. It's very representative of the human condition. Nah, Herzog isn't that contrived, though. He is not that contrived. Ah, yes. Oh, well, thank you. Got our very, very safe shirtless man next to the heavy equipment. Very, very safe. I don't know if they have OSHA. Well, I know they don't have OSHA in this country because that's an American institution. But whatever their equivalent to OSHA is, we do have that brand in our country. It's interesting how heavy equipment is an international thing, but I suppose it makes sense. Okay, is this going to downtown? I would love to see downtown. I would love to see something to riff on. What's this? Finirax doesn't ask. Okay, what's the... Ah, it's Hungary! I called it! It was Hungary. .hu. I saw the name Magyar on their last name, and I'm like, I know what a Magyar is. I know those people. I don't really know those people. I just know they exist. Interesting. Techno gym fitness. It sounds like some German like EDM from the 90s. Techno gym fitness. Yeah. Techno gym fitness. Anyways, it was something for me to riff on. Is there any way we could figure out any way closer to where we are, though, besides just Hungary? Those are all speed limit signs. I'm looking for indications of what roads we're on. A main highway or thoroughfare, something like that. But I see nothing. I just see lots of Hungarian words and names which I cannot pronounce. Got a lovely, again, it's suburbia. It's suburbia is international. Just got this kind of creepily clean looking, like, child adult mixed activity area. I have never seen anybody using these things for their actual, like the adult parts at least, for their actual use. I'm sure they're used for that, but every time I've been walking, I'm out of town in a city and I see these, I just see people like sitting on them, if anything. But I'm sure they get used. I just never see it. It's like you never see your neighbors bringing in their groceries. Helado. Yeah, it's not a bad area at all, though. I wouldn't I've never really thought of Hungary as somewhere that I would ever want to live, but this doesn't look like a bad place to live. It doesn't look like a bad place to live. Yeah, I'm not... Oh no, don't spill the garlic sauce. No, that's the best part. Then again, you also know that I have a certain propensity or fondness of onions and any related vegetables. What's this here? Is this a private drive? Ooh, I wish we could sneak onto this person's private drive. I'm sorry to have offended you. But I do like onions. Wish we could see like more of this person's house. I'm feeling like a nibby neighbor now. I'm like, I want to see the rich person's house, the one with the guarded gate. Doesn't look that special. What are you hiding in there? What are you hiding in there, woman with the beanie? What are you hiding? What are you hiding in your bag? I don't trust you. Something's going on up here in middle-class suburban Hungary. And I like this. I like this roof here. That would have, as someone who is only for the last week worked on a sloped roof, because I work in flat roofing mostly, but one had a slight slope. This would be a nightmare to work on, I'm just saying. What we worked on was more like this kind of a slope, maybe. It was a relatively low slope. That is a high slope. It's a beautiful roof. I love it. But it'd be a pain to work on. As such, it was more expensive. It hit a dead end. Oh, I love these cars. I forget what they are, but I love them. Oh, where we ended up? Are we just in this person's, like, yard? Did the Google car just, like, I'm going to come and visit. I'm going to sit in their chair. I'm going to admire their little, their backwoods. I'm going to look at this this house getting consumed by nature. How lovely. All right. I'm going to go back taking my Google pictures. In the world? Why were you in their yard, Google person? Why were you in their yard? Oh, dear. What were those cars anyways? I forget. I know I have a neighbor that actually has one. Anyways. I'm going to put a spot on somewhere in Hungary because I cannot find a... I can't find like a main road. Let's say we're in Debrecen. Sure. No, it was not quite there. It was in... I was just in Budapest. Okay. It was just in the middle of Budapest. Makes sense. Makes sense. Budapest is indeed in Hungary. All right, let's go next. I don't know if I want to do all 5 because I'm mostly just doing this to riff, not to actually play. But this is giving me some strong Murica vibes. In fact, I'm pretty certain... Or no, is this Murica? Oh yeah, it is. We got it interstate right here. Interstate 80. Leeds Road, Lincoln. Oh, this could be L Street East. I don't recognize that sign, so I don't think this is anywhere near me. I don't know that what kind of sign that is. What part of Murica are we in? It's I think I'd say it's relatively flat, so it's yeah, it's not near where not exactly near where I live. I'm like at least 2-hour drive from the real flat parts of America. Where is I-80 though? I should know this. I should know where I-80 is. I've driven places and I've looked at maps. But alas, I don't know where I-80 is. If I could just get like a better sign that like tells me something that isn't north, downtown. Okay, downtown what? North what? This could be Maryland. I'm like, I think I swear I've driven on I-80 before. So if it might make sense, that's where Route 275 is. And I've only driven a little bit in Maryland, so I mean I went to Baltimore recently, but I didn't really pay that much attention to street signs. I just went where the GPS took me. Be funny if this was Baltimore. I'm just completely like, I literally just drove here recently. I'm like, this looks familiar. This looks familiar, but it's not where I live. It's literally where I went recently. I don't know. This doesn't give me Baltimore vibes, though. I didn't even look at the plates. You're right. Yeah. Don't drink and drive. What if I get thirsty? Can I please just see a better sign? Move accidents to shoulder. Yeah, it's helpful. Like this, if this is Maryland, I love this. Really, this is the haunting Maryland music. This is what happens when you go into Maryland. It's like, oh no, not Maryland. What did I do to belong in go to Maryland? Oh, there's also 275 in Nebraska and California. Okay. I don't know. I'm not looking on Google to cheat myself, but oh, what happened? We've hit an ash storm in Morrowind. Oh no. Are we nearing Aldrin? It's all dusty. It's hard with the United States though, because there are many places that can look similar and yet very different at the same time. It would help if we actually hit something that tells me like some name of something other than just numbers and north and downtown. You're sticking with Maryland? That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't be. It definitely doesn't look like California. And Nebraska, I always thought of as more sparse than this, though, too. But I also have never been to Nebraska. And my only real knowledge of Nebraska is a documentary on the Dust Bowl and, oh, Nebraska land. I don't know, though. La Vista? La Vista? That might be CA. I don't know. So yeah, I've never been to Cali, so I can't even say. Cali's a very diverse place, though. I know that much. You can't just be like, oh yeah, Cali looks like this, because then the other half of Cali. Yeah, that's my thought, though. I was also thinking, because, like, La Vista maybe you could have some, I guess there's things everywhere. I don't know. I need better information, though. Ralston. La Vista. None of these things are things I've heard of. But this would definitely give me, I don't know. Nothing gives me enough of anything to get a definite idea. But it could definitely be in Nebraska. I wouldn't be surprised at that. Ah! We've been blinded by science. Okay, come on. Can we get into... I want to enter... La Vista's in Nebraska. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Well, you've kind of... I've never heard of La Vista. Oh, that's what you were saying before. It's somewhere in Nebraska. La Vista is somewhere in Nebraska. Okay. Derp. I see. I misinterpreted. Oh, so this right here. I see this. I'm like, okay, this is Nebraska. Something about this here. You got farmhouse, cafe, costumes. This just feels more like... And I've never seen a Casey's in my life. That sounds like something that those Nebraska people would have. But anyways, yeah, it's you've confirmed it's in Nebraska. Let's find some more things to riff on though. Tour closed. Well, I mean, the Onion Router had it coming. The Onion Router had it coming. What's gas prices here? $3.24? I mean, that's about what it is where I live. What was it about the Taco Bell? Well, I don't even know if I can even go back there now. Is there something notable about it? I just saw Taco Bell. Like, oh, okay, just Taco Bell. Jimmy John's. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, I mean it's Taco Bell. It's just Taco Bells are you know, they're a mainstay of human society. If you are, yeah, I thought it was an East Coast thing too. Maybe it's just expanding now. But no, if you are more than 15 minutes from a Taco Bell, you're officially a savage. It's just a fact of life. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like America. There's nothing notable about here other than tour closed. There was nothing really funny. It's just Nebraska. There's a reason why. You are not in civilization. You are a savage. You are a savage. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's funny that I live closer to a Taco Bell than you. That is funny, and I live in somewhere where I have well water. Anyways, we're going to go to Nebraska. Old Nebraska land, old Nebraska land. A place where I have had never the slightest interest to visit, and never will have the slightest interest to visit. I'm sorry to any of you that live in Nebraska that might ever potentially watch this in the future if I upload it to YouTube. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's just Nebraska. Okay, wait. Let me look for this. The actual roads. Okay, so that's 80. Yeah. Where's 275 at? Can I get this bigger here? Tecumseh. Sherman Posting is also one of the best subreddits right now. I love it. Here we go. Here's 270. But here we go. It's around here. Oh, it's just near Omaha. It's just part of Omaha. Okay, that makes sense. We'll just put ourselves around here somewhere. But yeah, it's near Omaha. Oh wow, I was freaking like 3 miles away. Also, why is that kilometers? Why did I have it set to kilometers? I need to change that. Let's do one more. There's no way I can change this right immediately. Oh well. We're gonna be in kilometers, I guess. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. I got that one pretty close, but I also probably wouldn't have gotten that as quickly without your help. Alrighty. This is I don't know where. I was about to say, like, I'm getting almost Latin America vibes for a second, and then I was like, oh wait, some kids, them white kids? I don't know. What are these rapscallions doing? Is he eating Ruffles? No, that's something else. That's popcorn. You and your popcorn eating ways. Kids these days. Walking on the streets eating popcorn. What is coming to the world? This might just be like... No, this is Europe, I'm pretty sure. I think this is Europe. Yeah, looking at the license plates. That's a European-shaped license plate. This is a noticeably less nice neighborhood than the one in Hungary, but it does have a nice garden over here. That's a nice, pretty-looking garden. Nice, pretty garden. Bike, man. Bike like your life depends on it. But you will never beat the Google car. That is a foregone conclusion. So he's walking home with groceries, so it probably can't be too far away from some civilization, I suppose. People also walk a lot further in Europe, though, so it's harder to parse. Oh, that is a neat-looking place. It's very kind of vintage-looking. I do rather like that. That would be a good call. Greece would be a good call so far, I would say. If I could ever see some written words, it would help. But that is, I do really like the design of that house. That is a Coke Zero. Just a Coke Zero. Oops. It's boring, I know. But I do like a Coca-Cola. It's always a sign of somewhere that's not doing well financially when you got like different patchworks of roofing. I noticed that a lot in Baltimore when I was in the lesser nice places, and you just see like, I just see asphalt sheets hanging off the sides of the building, like someone just slapped it there and probably just put a bunch of cement under it instead of doing it properly. Got a lovely little human interaction. I can't really think of anything better to say about it. They're just standing there, so I can't really riff off of it. Ooh, some farming equipment. I love the little visual glitch from the Google car driving. It's got like a little tiny door in the middle. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm not being sent to civilization anywhere. I'm just getting a bunch of a rural housing development, I guess. Oh, what in the world? We're going backwards. No, I don't want to do that. We're back at this place. That was not my intention at all. Let's go in this direction for a bit, see if we see anything interesting. Otherwise, okay, those outfits are putting me, I don't know, do they, that's like, to me, that's like, is that babushka? Is that a racist thing to say? I hope it's not. That's what I think of when I see that. But I could be wrong. They might have that same kind of style of outfit in Greece. I'm really not sure. Yeah, it's definitely has that touched by the Eastern Roman Empire vibe. Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely. But yeah, it's the Google car is like tripping me out here. I keep going in one direction, then ended up going back. Or that might just be me. To be fair, no, it's definitely. Dude just drives, and one door's like, nope, not driving any further that way. Why not? Why not? They do like their farms out here. And I respect that hustle. Respect that hustle. Homegrown produce. Also, the music has stopped. I'm going to go see if I can put something else on. What's another old game with a soundtrack? I'm just trying to think of random obscure things. Kamen Rider game for the Super Famicom. Oops, there we go. Is it still up there? Yep, okay. Oh, my chat is gone. I need chat. There we go. Spyro does have a good soundtrack, but I'm thinking of one that's not like likely to get me copyright stricken. And I don't know if what's his name? Stuart Copeland tends to police the Spyro soundtrack. But Spyro does have an amazing soundtrack. I'm just trying to think of something really obscure. And so Kamen Rider is what I thought of. Yep. Yeah, we're just going in circles. All right, I'm going to put my money. All right, we're going to go somewhere in this direction. I'm just going to go on a... You know, let's go to Moldova. Why not? Let's go to rural Moldova. I have no idea what Moldova's like. Nope, it was nothing near that. It was Romania, actually. Okay. Alrighty. Which, to be fair, isn't insanely far from Greece. But, yeah, it was definitely a country that definitely had some touches from the Roman Empire. Let's do one more. Let's do a real quick round. Okay, this feels like it could be. Could we be back in America or somewhere relatively similar? I'm seeing stop sign. Kamin Panorama. I'm seeing a company that I'm pretty sure is an American company. Remax. Or no, this might actually be Avengere. Wait, that doesn't say stop. This is not it. I didn't even realize it said stop. My brain just like filled it. Oh yeah, like red octagon. That obviously says stop. And I didn't even process that it does not say stop. Oh my goodness. Brain, hello. So apparently Remax operates internationally. Interesting. Where are we at then? What is arrête? Where could this be? That doesn't sound French to me. So I don't think we're in Quebec. I need some more info, game. Give me something. Like if I could see that sign right there. I just need to jump over into the highway and not die. If we can get up here, we can see a better view. Yeah, I love how my brain just filled in that. Just did not even process for a second that it didn't say stop. I was like, I'm reading the sign above it, and I'm like, yeah, that's the stop sign. It definitely says stop. I don't even need to look at it any further. The brain works in strange ways. Oh, here we go. There's the city right there. Well, I said I wanted to drop down into the freeway. I didn't mean like that. Jeez. I'm going to town now, okay. Actually, I might actually see. Can I, if I drop down onto the freeway, can I go back? Can I potentially... Yeah, okay. Can I potentially go up this way so I can look at these signs? Oh, it is Quebec. Aha. I was like, is that it? I was like, is this Quebec? This could be Quebec. And it was Quebec. I thought it wasn't Quebec, but it was Quebec. All right, so... Parc National 610. You know, I have a certain love-hate relationship with the French. I love magma, but the thing about magma is that they hate the French language so much, they invented their own language for their music. Also, just like my only personal experience with someone with Quebec was buying a Lego set off of a dude named Pierre, and he sent it to me in a woman's shoebox. What's 610? Where do I see any that look like that? Any roads? I've always wanted to go to Algonquin, or it's one of the ones in Ottawa. Well, not Ottawa. What is that? Ontario. There's a lot of parks in Ontario I've wanted to visit. I'm not seeing any 610s anywhere. I'll just guess that it's probably closer to Montreal. Just... Oh, there's 640, so it's probably somewhere in this vicinity. It's because 640 is close to 610. That's how numbers work. Nope, it was nowhere near Montreal. I was wrong. It was near... It's Rimouski. Rocher Blanc. L'Insensable. La Pole. I'm butchering the French for the record. I know this. Saint-Luce. Saint-Flavie. I don't know. I'm probably so off on my pronunciations. Anyways, let's just do... Is one more finishing it? Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do one more just to finish it. All right, this is America. This is clearly English. It'd be funny if this actually was, and that was just like we were like in a Chinatown, but no. Do a real quick one. I'm getting Malaysian vibes, but I could be super wrong because I'd never know which are which characters. What's this? We got a little fun graduating happy man. Graduate, please. Playgrounds are for kids. Thank you for keeping it for kids. Okay, do we have any URLs that I could look at here? I don't see any URLs. What even is that? I'm trying to look at those signs, but it sends me one side to the other. Is this just like, you can pay for this lot or this house, or what is it? Because that's a lot too. It's just like, just random lots there. Pricing, I guess. I don't know. Interesting stuff. But I don't know. Okay. You are fine. Where is this? This is the song I remember from this soundtrack, though. I don't know how I ended up discovering it. It might have been on just some OST like list. I distinctly remember this track. What is this? This is Let's Go, Ryder, Kick 4. I've never played this game. I just remember listening to the soundtrack to it ages ago. And this is the one song I remember vividly. Oh, we got some animus. Or just at least like something related to animu. My instinct is to say these are Chinese characters. That's what my instincts tell me. And I don't think they actually use Chinese characters in Malaysia, though, do they? I don't know. I thought maybe they do? I don't think so, though. I mean, it might just be China, but I don't think so. This is not giving me China vibes. This is giving me close to China vibes, but not quite China vibes. What are some places near China that might... I don't think Bangladesh uses this. No, Bangladesh has different characters there for sure. Does it? Definitely not Burma or Myanmar. Not Laos. Not Thailand. I really don't think Malaysia uses those characters, though, do they? I'm not seeing anything that indicates that they would. Could it be Singapore, though? This looks too ghetto for Singapore, though. Singapore is like nice, fancy, uppity place. That could just be China. I'm just gonna hedge my bets on southern China, and we'll see. Where's Hong Kong? There's Taiwan. Is Hong Kong around? Hong Kong. I don't know why I said that. Hong Kong. Isn't it around here somewhere? Shenzhen. Haiphong. I don't know. We're just gonna put it here. No, it was just it was Taiwan. Okay. I mean, so when I said this is giving me China vibes, but not quite China vibes. It's the Republic of China. It's not the People's Republic of China, you know? Anyways. Not too bad. Also my old Spock NES profile picture. I don't know why I just found a random picture. Anyways. So that right there is our GeoGuessr for the week. Alright. So after that, I'm going to make sure that the stream is ready, and I'm going to hit up some Xenogear if it is still working. Gotta love it when window capture does not like to work properly. Oh, just got a semi-important text. I'm going to check this very briefly on my computer, where you cannot see. Why is it not? Oh, it's a little loud, I think. Put it about there. Okay, no, it's working now. All right, good deal, good deal. Okay, so. All right. All right, that texting conversation is over. All right. So last time on Xenogears, my recollection is that there's this mix of different countries that are warring, and they use technology from like ancient civilizations as well as like, I don't know, gear they invented based on it. There was the kingdom of Kislev and Ava ended up using, like, getting some ancient peoples or other faction to help them, and now they're in the lead, something like that. Anyways, our character comes from somewhere. We have no memory. We have amnesiac. They ended up hitting this one town, and they were raised for a few years in their late teens, along with the locals. A couple there is getting married of my close friends, and I was sent up to get a camera for this wedding. We were on our way back when disaster began to strike. Someone is attacking. Perhaps I think the people of Kislev, or is it Ava? Either way, they're attacking the city or the little town. That's not good. So I need to change the actual game on Twitch to Xenogears. There we go. All right. So that's where we last left off on Xenogears. All right. I did not mean to hit that. This menu is the bane of my existence. All right, we need to get out of here, though. Get back to the town. Wait, which way is to the town, though? Will this tell me? Oh, yeah, okay. I think. What does a walking course mean? I want to go back to the town. Oh, dear, it's going to give me some random encounters, isn't it? Or is this a period of a break from random encounters? It would be nice. Okay, I think this might be the way back to the town. Mouse sleep is here. That's not going to work. All right. No! Hans! Ruh-roh, Raggy. It's the robots! Alice! Timothy! Dr. Azuki! Faye! Doctor! He just came out of nowhere and landed right in our village. I know. What on earth are they doing? Starting a battle here? Are you all okay? Yes, but it's Dan. We can't find him. I'll go look one more time, Alice. Go ahead and get out of the village. No, Timothy, wait. You, Alice, and the rest of the villagers should evacuate to a safer location. Doc, you know I just can't leave Dan behind, no matter how much of a jerk he's been to me, the little snot. Timothy, I understand how you feel, but leave the rest up to Faye and me. The primary thing you should be concerned with is your own safety. Timothy, your responsibility is to protect Alice. But it's just as Doc says, two of you should get out of the village now. Don't worry about Dan. Knowing him, he's already evacuated and waiting for you. I guess you're right. Okay, Alice, let's let Dr. Azuki and Faye handle it from here. Yes, okay, thank you, Doctor. But, Faye, please look out for Dan. Yeah, don't worry. If he still happens to be in the village, I'll be sure to save him. Both of you, hurry. Yeah, we're kind of having like a little casual chat, like, you guys should get out of here. You guys shouldn't be here. Meanwhile, like, houses are crumbling and burning around us. I'll go check inside the houses to see if anyone is left behind. Faye, please go around the village and guide the stragglers to a safe location. All right, but Doc, you be careful, okay? You too, Faye. Pew, 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 pew. War. War never changes. Mecha anime. Mecha animes never change. It all started when a guy fell out of a spaceship, cried out of the sky. Most stories start at the beginning. This one's not that simple. I don't even remember the proper Bastion intro. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Something's going on in his head. Oh, we're getting an anime cutscene. This is real big here. They're sacrificing precious megabytes on the disc for this. Get in the robot. Read the manual like Amuro. Manual just drops out of the sky, reads it, wins the war. I'm referencing in the original Gundam anime, after like the home colony in space is being attacked by the main villains of the show, the experimental Gundam, mech suit, is like exposed, and the main kid character just runs up to it, and right there next to it is the manual, and he's just like, oh, I gotta read this manual, and he reads the manual. Then he knows how to pilot the Gundam. Now, there's a slight in-universe reasoning to this later on, but it's just so hilarious. Like, I just got to read the manual. Then you know how to pilot a giant experimental space or a mech suit. Just RT. What is it? RTFYM? Or no? Just RTFM? RTFM? Wait, Faye. Don't worry, Satan. I read the manual. I do love mechs. I really do. Do not do this, Faye. You must not fight here. I read that completely wrong. Faye! I'm sorry, but they played the anime cutscene. I have to now. I'm glad that you feel human again. Linguistic modifier enabled. Identified. Lam, Ignis dialect. No piloting experience. Easy mode set. Well, that's really patronizing of you, isn't it? Synchronizing input interface with pilot's normal reflex time. Warning to pilot. Combat mode. About to enter combat. 1,200 units of fuel left. Utilize command ring in the upper left of the screen to select attack. Then circle, triangle, or triangle. I did that completely wrong. Triangle, square, and cross buttons to commence auto attack sequence. I know my shapes. Power and fuel usage differs with type of attack button. Triangle gives 10. Square gives 20. Cross gives 30. Charge restores 30 fuel units. Warning, enemy gears are now preparing to attack. Terminating help mode. Alright. What are they called? Are they called Gelgoogs? Was that the name from Gundam that like the main Zeon forces used? I forget what the dude's name is. I love the first 2 Gundam shows that I've seen. I'm not that deep into Gundam lore to know everything about it. But the dude that made Gundam has the most ridiculous namings like in the world. If you've ever seen the anime, really bad short anime, Garzy's Wing. It's just like trying to understand this man's fantasy techno battle. It's just the most trying experience. And you could see the beginnings of that watching Gundam for things called like Gelgoog and Gyakiki. Gundam was like the one good name he came up with. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing because I know this is just, there's not a whole lot that I could really do wrong in that section. Level up! Items gained. Uh-oh. More robots. Oh dear. Reinforcements, huh? Am I right too? Damn it. How many of them are there? Oh, this is the real important guy here. He's got his arms crossed. I guess there's no choice but to fight. I hope you're able to find your charger, but I don't. I really can't help you there. I'm sorry. Oh, my cat's here. Not right now, cat, please. Want to have a cameo on screen? There you go. Meow meow. Faye, the way you are fighting. Oh no, this is not good. If he awakens here. Doc. Or Doc? Dan? Are you alright? What on earth are you doing here? Do you not know how worried Alice and Timothy are? What voice did I do for this kid? Oh yeah. I'm sorry, Dr. Uzuki. I got out of the village earlier, but I came back. I just couldn't bear to think of leaving my sister's wedding dress behind here. Well, how sweet of him. You returned to save your sister's wedding dress? You are such a sentimental little boy. Let us evacuate to a safer spot while Faye has their attention. It appears that they are after that gear Faye is in. Faye's inside that monster? Faye's bound by the dark, cruel destiny of God. Interesting use of lowercase g there. I wonder what that indicates. Anyways, Faye! Come on now, Dan. We'd better get away from here. Dan! I knew you were still in the village. Boy, I'm glad you're okay. Huh? This isn't gonna be good. This is not gonna end well. Oh no! Timothy! Timothy, why'd you come back? Timothy, why'd you do this? Hado. Wait, don't shoot! Stop it! These people have nothing to do with you! Haven't heard from you in a bit, indeed. Anyways. Out of the way, you bastards. Folding arms person. I don't trust them. No! Also, Piper, please, no. My keyboard is right there with lots of hotkeys that are going to do things. Stop it! I said stop it! Yes, Piper, please get on the floor where there are no keyboards, keys, mice, or anything like that. Oh! That's not good. That's bad. Just like hints from his childhood, his inner psyche. Did he break? Ooh, hot dang. Oh. What? Bro. I remember seeing this before. I didn't remember it being that intense. But I remembered it being intense, and I was like, oh, wow. That's not good. That is certified not good. Oh, jeez, dude. Huh? Where am I? Doc? Oh, you finally gained consciousness, Faye. Doc, what happened? Where's Chief Lee? Timothy? Alice? What did I? Yes, well, that is... You murderer! Dan? Dan, what do you mean? Faye! It was because you had to go getting that monster! Alice and Timothy. The people of the village, Gerald! You killed everyone using that monster! Why did you have to fight in the middle of the village? Or there's other people. How do you even know how to operate such a monster? Mother, where Mother? I don't know who's talking now. See, I told you so. I said allowing someone who we knew nothing about into our village would spell disaster. Ow, hurts. It hurts. It's just random people. I didn't communicate that very well beforehand. Dan. Yikes. No, keep away. I'm scared. Murderer! My sister! Give me back my sister! Dan, there's nothing to be gained from putting the blame all on Faye alone. What is more, you know how Faye had no control over the malfunction of that gear. I know that. But... I hate you! Dan. It might be better if we left him by himself for a little while. He does not know what to do with his grief, his anger. Faye, it may be a good idea for you to leave this place. There is no guarantee that reinforcements from yesterday's unit are not going to come. They will probably want to know what happened to their comrades. Also, if you stay here, I do not think the atmosphere is going to be very joyful, if you know what I mean. It's probably best for you, both you and all the other villagers here. I guess you're right. This disaster happened because I was here. But what am I supposed to do now? Yes, well, why not go through the Black Moon Forest and head for Ava? I'm sure those soldiers from yesterday were not from Ava. If you can manage to get to the Eva side, they will not be able to track you down very easily. Okay, I understand, Doc. Well, anyway, please take care of the rest of the things here, Doc. Of course. Well, do take care now. Man, this game does not waste time getting heavy as all get out. It's just like, yep, you're a main character. Yep, you kind of accidentally helped kill half your village. Well, have fun. But I knew this game was dark. And I played this part before. It's probably been about 5 years or so maybe since I last tried to play through this. May have been more recent, but I don't think it was. Murderer! My sister! Give me back my sister! It's something hard to live with, buddy. Hard to live with. Well, we just accidentally killed half of the village that just helped, like, take care of us for the last 3 years. Time to go on an adventure! Yay! Let's avoid the grief! Isn't that one of the 5 stages of grief? Isn't it denial? Alright. First random battle of the day. Lil Kobold. That sounds like a really bad white rapper's name. Yeah, I can't remember how exactly. I need to look back at that guide because I know that there's something important I need to know about training death blows. How long have I been playing now? I'm trying to keep it close-ish to an hour every stream, so I've been about an hour and a half now. Oh, did not mean to hit. Wait, can I save in this, in the overworld? Okay, I can actually. Good to know. That makes sense. It's like, this was supposed to be a potential candidate for Final Fantasy VII, so... Alright, so how do I actually enter into the Black Moon Forest, then? By stumbling upon several random encounters, of course. There's a kobold coming at you with a bow and arrow, shooting through. That was a terrible rhyme, I apologize. I just love the little touches, though, in games like this, where you just have that little fade out of the music, and things like that. I feel like stuff like that is often missed in lower budget indie games. Just the vibe, the little details, user experience. It's often neglected because they're just less experienced in those regards. Oh, that was an ominous chord they just played there. Very ominous music. Nope, I know these guys. Jackal. I love their animations, though. I just love that about this game. I love the sprite animations. I honestly way prefer that over Final Fantasy VII's janky polygon enemies. It has its own charm. Like, you have the freaking house enemy from Final Fantasy VII. You just got this weird polygon house with arms and legs and stuff. It's got its own charm, but from an actual aesthetic reason or purposes, I prefer Xenogears pixel design over the polygons. Neither one's really aged that well, but I kind of prefer Xenogears aesthetic. The only thing I don't like is how close the camera is in Xenogears compared to something like Grandia. I know there's platforming here that I have to complete. But where do I start the platforming? And I know I'm going to trigger a bunch of unnecessary random encounters. But that is what we put up as fans of old JRPGs. I will admit, though, that the main battle theme, it's good, but it's not terribly striking in a way that, like, man, I love to hear this song every time I play in battle. It's not like freaking Breath of Fire 3, which is absolutely a banger. Breath of Fire 3 has my favorite just plain regular battle theme of any game. I kind of want to just like mute this game's battle theme for a second and play Breath of Fire 3's just because it's such a good battle theme. Next time I enter a battle, I might just do that, actually, just for the heck of it. Just because I love Breath of Fire 3's battle theme. It is... Honestly, it's one of my favorite things in the existence of the universe, the history of the universe. Breath of Fire 3's battle theme. I'm hyping it up for anybody who like isn't into this sort of thing, but for me, it strikes a certain chord, if you will. If you will. All right, where do I start this platforming segment at? Is this it here? It's so dark here. I'm probably missing the obvious answer to my question, though. But what is this here, though? Is this something I can interact with? Okay, I'm going to mute the game real quick and just play Breath of Fire 3's because I just love Breath of Fire 3. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, that's enough. But man, Breath of Fire 3's battle theme is such a banger. Such a banger. I love it. Did I just trigger 2 random battles right next to each other? That's impressive. That is impressive. Breath of Fire 3 was a really good game. The story wasn't quite as impressive as something like the Final Fantasy games. And the setting also wasn't quite as unique as Final Fantasy games usually are. But it was a solid classic JRPG. I wouldn't recommend it as like if you're gonna only play like 3 PlayStation 1 JRPG. Like, oh yeah, play Breath of Fire 3. Probably more gonna be like, oh, something happened there. I didn't realize what it was. I'd probably say Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9. I don't know what the third one would be, honestly. But I don't think I would pick Breath of Fire 3 as the third pick. Okay, there we go. We made it. We made it further into the platforming section. So we'll congratulate or celebrate by saving. Trying to think, what are some other like really good PS1 JRPGs? I guess you consider Grandia PS1. I think of Grandia more as a Saturn game technically, but it is still a PS1 game. So if we're counting Grandia as a PS1 JRPG, I hate opening that menu up, but I do it all the time. If we're considering Grandia a PS1 JRPG, that's gonna be my other pick though, without any doubt. I thought I actually made it further in the platforming. Did I actually make it any further? No, I did actually. But yeah, Grandia is amazing. I love Grandia. I don't feel like that one's talked about enough. It doesn't have a killer battle theme, but man, that game has straight vibes. Straight peak JRPG vibes. I love it. I didn't like the sequel as much though. Grandia 2 didn't do it for me. It might have also been because I was playing it while recovering from a work accident. That might have tempered or like dampened my mood while playing it. And I was like taking like 10 milligrams of oxycodone, max strength Tylenol, and muscle relaxants, and still in pain trying to play through Grandia 2. That might have had an impact on how I felt about it, I'll be honest. But I still think even if I hadn't played Grandia 2 there, I still haven't finished Grandia 2. I got like halfway through, maybe a little further than halfway. Maybe that wouldn't have... Even if I might have liked it more, I still think Grandia 1 just resonates with me more personally than Grandia 2. I mean, some other PS1 JRPGs that are really good are, of course, Legend of Dragoon. I've never played it in its entirety, but I've watched my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, play it quite a bit. Chrono Cross, I never played that actually beyond the first dungeon, but I know it's good. There's a lot of PS1 JRPGs I haven't played actually, so I'm probably not the best one to ask. I'm totally gonna give my informed opinion of the best PS1 JRPGs. Meanwhile, I haven't played that many of them. Ah, you gotta be kidding me! I can't believe I did that. Well, I gotta get back up here somehow. I'm trying to think of just JRPGs in general, though. I would definitely still rank Grandia pretty high. Final Fantasy IX, I'd still probably rank higher. I'm trying to think of some others. Paper Mario 1000 Idor, actually, I'd rank pretty darn high up on the list. I still have not played the Switch remake, but I've heard it's quite good. I still need to play through Skies of Arcadia as well. That's what I'm thinking of streaming. If I ever finish this. At the pace I'm going, it's going to be quite a while, but... that's another one I want to play, but I haven't played. Really good one, of course, is the Persona games. I just played Persona 3 and 4 this past year. 3 Reload and 4 Golden. 4 Golden might actually be like my all-time favorite game, though. I definitely had a sort of life-changing moment going through Persona 4. It is an amazing game. Persona 3 is really good too, but it doesn't vibe with me as much. And same with Persona 5, which I haven't finished yet, and is a game I'm going to be continuing to play casually. Okay, there's probably stuff that I can get if I continue this direction, but I don't know to the degree that I want to mess with the cursed platforming. No, not really. I don't want to mess with the platforming. I'm not going to lie and say I enjoy it. My brain is just drawing up blank. Like, what JRPGs have I actually played? Chrono Trigger, of course, is an all-time favorite, but I haven't played Chrono Trigger in almost 10 years, all the way through. It was one of my first JRPGs. Final Fantasy VI is another amazing one. A really good one I never finished, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, mainly because I got like 70% through the game or something like that, and I ended up making a mistake of evolving my main DPS into the wrong, not Pokemon. I forget what they were called in the game, but whatever your monsters were in Ni no Kuni. I chose the wrong evolution in a very big way, and it literally like made the character weaker. And it really, so I just got really ticked off and stopped playing. I never finished Ni no Kuni 1. But as a diehard Ghibli fan, anime scene. It's important because they're sacrificing the bites. It's Vaishnish. No hablas whatever you speak.
Throw down your weapon. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
Good to know she speaks freedom. Turn around. I said turn around. Are you shaking? Be quiet. You don't seem to be one of the Kislev soldiers who are after me. But Kislev, not Krislav. I don't know where I got Krislav from. Kislev. Don't move. I have orders to kill all surface dwellers, lambs I come in contact with. Thank you for giving me a little exposition in your explaining a term there, making sure I know what you mean. Surface dwellers, lambs. Okay. It's part of my mission. It's nothing personal. I have a question for you. How do I get out of this forest? Are you lost? Just answer my question. How do I get out of here? Sorry, but I'm looking for the way out of here too. Oh. How long are you just going to stand there like that? If you're going to shoot me, then hurry up and do it. What an odd thing to say. Don't you understand the situation you are in? I don't care about my situation. I'm just a guy whose life is worthless. There's no point in me living anyway. Stay back. What are you aiming at? Here. Shoot me here. Come on. Are you mocking me? You're weird. Something's very wrong with you. You should at least resist a little bit. What's this? What are you? Slapped. Stop. Keep your hands up. Whatever you said. A forest elf. Trademark Square Enix, where you got like mech warriors and forest elves that looked like Gollum. Good old Square Enix. I think this might have just been Squaresoft, though. I don't think they'd actually joined forces with Enix at this point. You all right? Hang in there. Why are you saving her, though? Like, I will admit that is a curious thing to do after she clearly was trying to kill you. Maybe he's trying to win her over, I guess. Good, she finally woke up. You didn't move for so long that I started to worry. How are you feeling? Do you still intend to kill me? Go right ahead and shoot me. But you better not do it while we're in this forest. Forest monsters hate loud noises, you know. Fine, don't talk to me if you don't want to. But it wouldn't kill you to thank me for tending your wounds. Thanks, but you shouldn't have helped me. Don't think it will save your life, though. It really doesn't change a thing. What are you so afraid of? I'm not afraid. I'm just being cautious. It's natural for me to be this cautious, considering I've met such a suspicious surface-dwelling lamb. Don't you worry. I'm not going to do anything. Besides, you're much more suspicious than I am. Piper? Piper. She notices I'm engaged, and so she's trying to pull things, as usual. Besides, you're much more suspicious than I am. Huh? So what's your name? I won't give my name to a surface dweller lamb. What's with you and this lamb thing? We're both lost in this forest, surrounded by dangerous monsters. Shouldn't we at least be cooperating with each other until we get out of here? Good. So what's your name? It's going to be hard for us to cooperate with one another without at least knowing each other's names. Anyway, my name is Fei Fong Wong. You can call me Fei. I'm Elhaim, but my parents call me Ellie. Ellie, huh? Somehow I already knew that. Anyway, it's too dangerous to travel in these parts this late at night. Let's wait till daybreak before we continue looking for a way out of here, if that's okay with you. I guess we have no choice, do we? Okay then, Ellie. How about having something to eat? I guess it's just like a general kindness that he was expressing there. I don't know, like, in this guy's position, he just, like, accidentally murdered, or at least partially involved in the murder of, like, a town that he'd been friends with. Like, the only people he really remembers, truly, like, everybody in his life is essentially, like, half of the people he ever knew, he accidentally just murdered, because he has no memory of his past. I guess he's probably just confused, which is understandable. Like, he doesn't even know, like, what do I even do? Do I help people? Do I kill people? Do I kill myself? Do I just, like, stand there? Like...
Don't leave me here! Wait!
Don't leave me here! Don't let Lawrence of Arabia come back and save me and then shoot me later. I don't want to be part of a dumb ploy to get people's emotions riled up. I'm just kidding. It was actually a pretty cool scene in Lawrence of Arabia.
You must be lonely here by yourself. Faye. Faye.
That's my name. Don't wear it out. Faye. You awake? Yes, I am awake, in fact. All right, let's... so we are now part of a team here. All right, where are we going here? Path up. Watch the cliffs. All right. Oh, goodness. I really don't like how zoomed in this camera is, and also how not well defined the terrain is. It's... I'm sorry, but I just like how Grand did it so much better. Definitely not going back to Lahan Village. No. Okay, we're going to Ava. Beware landslides. Okay. I can jump over there. I should probably... No, just jump. Alright, there we go. Okay. I can jump down here. And there's a safe spot. What's the timing that we're here right now? Can I get to another safe spot in 15 minutes? Perhaps. Survival tent. Let's try to get to another safe spot within 15 minutes. And then who knows? I would say the world would end, but it's not a Thursday. Never could get the hang of Thursdays. The thing is, as much as I am, like, criticizing this game, I still want to express that I do really enjoy it. It's just that this game is hyped up to the extreme in the JRPG community. I'm just trying to give it its fair dues, I feel like. Good deal, good deal. Yep, but I'm still reading the chat. I can still see you there. What are they doing up there? I can't even read what they're saying, what the tooltip is saying. Or dialogue box. I guess I have to use a guided shot on them. Pew! Poor birds. Rip the birds. Level up. I need to go slower through these menus so I see if I'm actually learning anything. Faye, yesterday you said your life was worthless. What did you mean by that? Why are you asking? Why? Yesterday you looked like you had a death wish. Think it wouldn't make me wonder? Say, how did you get stranded in this forest in the first place? I should ask you the same question. Huh? Well, I ran away from my village, or what's left of it. Village, she told me. Lahan. It was a small village that existed between this forest and the mountain range. Ran away from there. That village was a nice, peaceful village. Everyone there treated me like family. Then last night, a group of gears suddenly appeared, started fighting right in the middle of the place. The village was engulfed in flames. I just couldn't stand there and watch Lahan be destroyed. So to try and save the villagers, I got in an empty gear without even knowing how to operate it. Just thought maybe I could do it. No, it was more like something whispering to me. Someone whispering to me, telling me to do it. But it was a disaster. The village... Was it destroyed by the Kislev army? Faye. No. The village was destroyed by me. Yes, it was me. I destroyed Lahan. I'm sure of it. What do you mean you destroyed it? I thought you were trying to help save the villagers. I did try to help. I actually took out a few gears. But then I came under heavy fire from a new group of gears, and then my friend Timothy was hit by a hail of bullets. Then I lost it. Everything just went dark. I don't remember anything after that. The gear I was in went out of control. Well, that's what the doc said. When I came to, the village and everyone in it was... Alice, she was such... Alice and Timothy, God. Everybody, all such good people. Went out of control. The gear? What about the village? Faye. Yes, the gear. Damn them. Oh, they're still giving me chase. You've entered Eva territory. I'm not giving up now. This gear's too important. That's done it. I'm at a disadvantage now. Van Houten, what's wrong? Respond. Shrapnel in my back. My thruster's output is dropping. I can't maintain altitude. Damn it, everyone land now. Regroup on the ground. We'll have to engage them. Well, if they had never come to the village, never started fighting there, then I wouldn't have tried to pilot that gear. It's all their fault, not mine. They're the ones to blame if they'd never come. None of this would have, not for them. Them! 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 Enough of that. You're a coward. A coward? Me? Yes, you're a coward. All you're saying is them, them, them. Don't talk as if you had no part of the blame as well. I'm to blame? Yes, that's right. Of course the direct cause of the battle was that a gear made an emergency landing in your village. But all Kislev wanted was the gear, right? They weren't invading or out to destroy Lahan. The real damage occurred because you climbed in gear and tried to fight back. Whatever made you get into that gear? Not just anyone can pilot them. It takes training. There is no way a civilian could hope to pilot one. Besides, you should have been helping the villagers flee to safety instead. How can you blame the damage on a gear when it was your decision to place it in the first place? to fight in it in the first place. Why don't you take some of the responsibility yourself? Why are you putting all of the blame on others? That's just running away. That's what makes you a coward. Well, if you put it that way, yes, that's right, I'm a coward. I didn't realize my own strength and I've been blaming what happened as a result of that on others. A pitiful excuse for a man, but I just felt this rush of blood in me and I couldn't help myself. I don't think that will hold up in court. Anyways, I couldn't help myself or help others. Hello, Piper. Faye, I'm... Shut up. What do you know? When I came to, I was surrounded by piles of rubble. I didn't know what had happened or what I'd done. I remembered absolutely nothing. All I knew was that my hands could still feel what they had done. The only thing that penetrated the gear's barrier were screams. Screams accompanied by the stench of blood, the sound of crushing bones, and my own curses. Look at my hands. Can you hear their voices? Can you understand this feeling? The feeling of having destroyed our village. With your own hands, Piper. Not now. Not now, Piper. Not now, Piper. Of not being able to do anything for the children left behind. Now they have nothing. I have nothing. I have nowhere, no one. I didn't want to get in it. I had no choice. There was no other way. I wonder how much of Piper is actually visible on screen. Not much. She's right here. She's just like slightly out of frame under the microphone. Why did I go and say that to him?
You talk as if it's not your responsibility.
No. I didn't do anything.
They died because you had to pilot the gear and start fighting.
It wasn't me. Can't you understand?
Thing is, this cat's had all day, and she has ignored me and stayed in her own room until now.
You take responsibility.
I'm not so strong.
Why are you trying to put the blame on others?
Little projecting here now, Missy.
I'm not even all that talented.
Little projecting.
You're a coward.
That's right. I'm a coward.
Yes, that's right. I'm a coward. Is that a dinosaur? What's a dinosaur doing here? Oh no. Crap, sorry, Piper. I'm playing a video game. Ellie! It's the dinosaur. Roar. Roar XD LOL. Ellie, are you alright? Darn, she's unconscious. Why use darn now of all times? You've used the other one frequently enough. I don't think I'm gonna do much damage to this dinosaur. It's a dinosaur. Dinosaurs go roar. Maybe I should start using these attacks. That might be better. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Never mind. Okay, I don't know, like, am I actually supposed to beat this thing, or, like, what's the actual dealio? I feel like I'm supposed to bring the mech in or something. Faye! Oh, it's my boy Satan. Urugi or Osuki? Faye, I have been searching for you. Here, you can use this. I don't know if I want to use that. It kind of, like, helped kill, like, half of the people I know in my life. Hey, hold on a second. You to tell me I can use it as one thing. Ellie, damn it. See, there he goes. Why'd you say darn a second ago? Doc, I have a favor to ask. I will defeat this monster, but if it looks like I'll go out of control like last time, then shoot me. Faye, let us pray that won't happen. Alright, let's see here. Kamehameha! It did nothing. My Kamehameha did nothing. I can't believe this. This is a tragedy. This is an outrage. I guess the dinosaur just has an immunity to Kamehameha. I don't know if there's really any reason for me not to use max attack, actually. There probably isn't a reason not for me to use max attack. Yeah, I don't think there's a reason for me not to just use max attack here, because I don't think you can train death blows inside the gears. So it's just a matter of managing your fuel, which I don't think this battle's long enough for fuel to be a concern. Did you just make me slow? Joke's on you, I'm already slow. Slow and steady. What, did I just do nothing there? Oh! Your claws, Piper, please. Oh yeah, I'm slow now. Now I'm losing like spots in the battle initiative. However, that system works behind the scenes. This is a slow battle system, I will say. But it also probably is exacerbated by the fact that I was given that status ailment. Do I have any items that would help here? Not really, no. I mean, when is this dinosaur gonna go away? I couldn't think of anything. There he went. There he went. Level up. Origin learned, but I thought I couldn't learn. Maybe that's not a death blow. I don't know. I need to look more into that guide again to see how the death blows work. Faye, are you alright? Yeah, I guess so. That fight with the Rancor was remarkable. An extraordinary gear could not defeat that monster, and you certainly keep yourself in good shape. Why did you bring this here, Doc? This? You mean Weltall? Or Veltal? I don't know how I'm going to pronounce it. Weltall? This is the gear that destroyed our village. Why did you bother bringing it here? I never want to see another gear again. I understand how you must feel, but in order to protect yourself, you need a certain degree of strength. Even more since we are being pursued. I agree that a certain degree of strength is needed for self-defense. And if it weren't for this gear here, Ellen, I'd be in that Rankar's stomach right now. But its power goes beyond what is necessary. Boy, do I love having an inherited cough while also working in roofing. I don't need that kind of power. I just hate gears. Faye, using power or being used by power, is that not a problem of the heart? If humans do not use their power for wrong, it can be a good thing. I believe such power can help us. In that respect, I know you will be fine. It sure helped you out this time. Am I right? I want to believe it, but something is holding me back. This gear. Well, whatever. At least Ellie's safe for now. She seems to have come to. Huh? I am Satan, a friend of Faye's. You almost did not make it. If Faye had not have helped you, I'd think what may have happened. But I was not too pleased with his rashness in trying to take on that Rancor with just his bare fists. Bare fists? Well, I'm glad that you were able to find a use for what I brought you. Let us just say we are borrowing that what the Kislev army left behind. Oh. Thank you, Faye. This makes twice. Don't mention it. I'll just put it on your tab. It's getting dark. Let us make camp now and start out early tomorrow. The both of you look tired, and I need to make some repairs on our friend here. Is no use. The knee actuator and bypass circuit are both ruined. The actuator can be fixed, but the circuit needs to be replaced. So, having trouble sleeping there? Yeah. I imagine you would. You've had quite a day. This is the machine Faye used when the village was attacked. There was another machine left sitting on the outskirts of the village. Nilbear Dar's Legus was yours, right? Just as I thought. The missing pilot from the gear that made an emergency landing in Lahan. And the mysterious woman wandering lost in the forest are actually one and the same person. Judging from your uniform, I would also say that you're with the military, am I correct? How? Who are you? I checked the ID tag of the soldiers who died in the attack on Lahan. The design on their tags and the design on your uniform there is the same. Do not worry. They were given proper burials. But they may not have been too pleased to die in a foreign land. Maybe. Does Faye know about you? I don't think he has realized yet. Most likely, Faye knows nothing about the world outside Lahan. I see. So, how come? In any case, it is best we do not pry onto each other's pasts anymore. But, let us just say that I know a little more about the world than most do. Anyway, Ellie, I have a favor I must beg you to do. What is it? Go straight ahead, and you will come to a road. Then just keep going. Would you please leave us while Faye is still asleep? Unfortunate things keep happening around Faye. I would like to protect him if possible. I do not want him caught up in any vain struggles. I am also saying this for your benefit, Ellie. You do not belong here. Go back to your family. Do not worry. I will not tell Faye what your true identity is. I will just tell him you went to meet with your family. No, it's not that. I did something terrible to him, so I want to apologize. Something terrible? Faye told me it was our fault. Your village was destroyed. Faye kept saying, if only they hadn't come. Then I called Faye a coward because he was trying to escape from responsibility. But in fact, it was me who was trying to escape from taking the blame. If I hadn't crash-landed there, they would all still be living peacefully now. All those innocent people wouldn't have been caught up in that tragedy. But I accused Faye. You are a rarity. I did not expect your people would ever think like that. To your people, surface dwellers are nothing more than domesticated animals, are they not? The shepherds, Abel, took control over the surface-dwelling lambs, possessing the right to give life and death unto them as they see fit. Exactly. Yet you seem to feel responsibility toward Faye and the villagers. Why is that? I don't know myself. At Jugend, I was taught that surface dwellers were stupid and base, and that is why we have to control them, but upon meeting Faye, something about him made you feel differently. Yes, he's no different than we are. In fact, he seemed more powerful. He possesses something we don't. He also risked his life to save me, twice. Most of your people would feel ashamed at receiving such an act, yet you are grateful to Faye. It is probably because of my father. He had an open mind to surface dwellers. My nanny was a surface dweller. No one knew about her, though. Besides, I am the same as Faye. Same? No, nothing. Never mind. I think I understand. I'm sorry after just saying we should not pry. It is my nature, you know. My wife says I am too persistent, that I talk too much. But personally, I do not think I talk too much. It is probably best to you if you return home to your country. You really should not be here. I'll return to headquarters. But then what? You are worried? Yes. Worrying is natural. Even I used to worry once too, you know. Though, Satan. Anyways, let me handle what to tell Faye. You'd better go now. Well, we had a party. Now we've sort of... Well, I guess he's still part of our party now. What a drag, though. Is Ellie gone yet? Oh, so you were awake. Yes, I woke up midway, so I only heard part of what you two were discussing. Ellie. So that's what she is. Faye, she's... I know, it's not Ellie's fault. What happened to the village is all my fault. I took out all of my pent-up feelings on Ellie. I'm the one who should apologize. Faye, do not blame yourself. It was not your fault either. You were just trying to protect the village. Thanks, Doc. By the way, how is everyone from the village doing, or going? Do not worry. Yui is taking care of them. I told her to leave soon and take them all to a certain place. They should be safe for a while, so you just worry about yourself for now. Okay, Doc. Now to think what we should do next. Shall we leave this forest and head for the desert town of Dazil? We may learn what Ava and Kislev are up to, not to mention getting some parts for Weltall. The leader of Ava is not going to sit back and let the other knight's fiasco go by unpunished. I mean, true. Where's my save spot, though? Do I no longer have a save spot? It's a spaceship, airplane, airship. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. I would assume it is an aerial battleship from Eva. An aerial battleship? I've never heard of Eva ever having anything like that. Of course, it does not come from Eva originally. Most likely it belongs to the Gebler forces stationed in Eva. Gebler? Special forces from the sacred empire of Solaris, known as Gebler. I am sure you have heard something about them. They are an organization providing large-scale military aid to the Kingdom of Eva. They showed up in Ignis several months ago. Till then, Eva was being routed by Kislev. But with Gebler's help, they have managed to regain half their losses. They are now expanding their territory and gathering resources buried in the ruins. I've heard the village elders talk about it. Is Ellie part of that? Quite possibly so. Their group has superior technology and power. It is rumored that they are here solely to get the resources in the ruin. I'm surprised that they are using something as powerful as that ship. Must be to suppress the recent border skirmishes. So they are fighting the Kislev Empire? Yes. It seems they found new ruins on the northern edge of Eva. Those ruins are under a 500-year-old temple. 3 weeks ago, Kislev took over those ruins. Most likely they are fighting over that. The amount of exposition in this game, though, man, it is something else. I mean, I like the story. I'm not going to say I don't like the story, because I do. But man, the sheer level of exposition drop in a JRPG, like, it's a little intense at times. I'm going to fight this last battle and hopefully be able to save afterwards. Sandman. Sandman. I mean, why is he so powerful and have so much health? He was just a doctor. He's in level 5 too. Dang, what the heck, man? I wonder what his stats are like compared to mine. Maybe I'll check that next time. Alright. Dang, a little over an hour here, but it's okay. Alright. Alrighty. And that is Xenogears for the week. Alrighty, so midstream segment time. I'm probably not going to do this for very long because I took extra time from Xenogears, and I don't really truthfully want to stream for a crazy amount of time. Let's see if this still works. It does indeed. Alrighty, Google Feud. Kind of like Family Feud, but with Google. I have not played this, though, in a very long time. Let's do culture. How does Google complete this query? Poems about... I don't know. Poems about... Should I type it in? I haven't actually played this in a while. I should have tested this first. Nope. Do I just type it in, or how do I do this? Oh, no! It closed on me! It did apparently crash. Dang it. That was not good at all. Wait, why is that showing now? Oh, because it changed them. It changed the. That's the chat box that I have up on the screen. Yeah, it's kind of like Family Feud, if you've ever seen that game show. but with Google auto correct or Google search results. Okay, do I just type it in here, or do I have to click first? I might end up having to use the regular browser. I don't want to. I wanted to use this fun browser. Okay, I just type it in, and it's just not showing up on this for reasons. All right, I'm gonna say apple. What? I'll say apple pie. I mean, that's gonna have to be one. What? Pie. Yeah, I might just have to do this in another browser because this is what? Oh my god. I was like, is this glitching out or what? But no, apparently. Oh, it was culture, that's why. But like what, why is apple pie not working? That has to obviously be there. Let me reset this and try again. Let's just try questions. What is smaller than a what's smaller than a needle, maybe? Nope. What's smaller than a... I don't know. Pebble? Nope. What is smaller than a cat? Nope. Jeez. These are a lot harder than I expected them to be. What is smaller than a what? Well, something that's very small. An atom? But I don't know if that's going to be it. What would be an atom? Ah! A quark. These are actually really small things. Nanosecond, millisecond, preon, quark, gluon. That makes sense, actually. That actually makes sense. Let's try this again. Are there still cavemen? Nope. Are there still dinosaurs? There are in Xenogears. Are there still... Are there still, I don't know, World War II veterans? Nope. Are there still... What is something really, really ancient? VHS tapes? No. Nope. Are there still what? Are there still wild horses? Pirates? Fair enough. FIDS? Or FLDS communities? Are there still nuclear power plants? Well, I guess not everybody knows these things. Are there still orphanages? What? Are there still slaves? Are there still Nazis today? Are there still Vikings? Are there still bodies in the Titanic? Are there still payphones? Interesting, interesting. I like how wild horses is the top one, though. Let's try again. I enjoy the answers here. Can you still buy VHS tapes? Nope. Can you still buy... Ivory? Nope. Can you still buy... What's something you might not be able to still buy? Or people might question this. Oh, okay. Houses, that's the millennial question. Can you still buy houses? You still buy Plan B? Okay, fair enough. Saving bonds. Eh? Plan B in Texas. Menthol cigarettes. That's fair, I guess. These are things that I don't really think about too much myself, but fair enough. Twitter stock. Why wouldn't you still be able to buy Twitter stock? Waterbeds, music on iTunes, Plan B in Ohio. Is that not a thing in Ohio? I'm not really sure. They've changed these things quite quickly. Jewel pods today. Disposable cameras. I mean, that's fair. These just aren't things that I personally think much about in my immediate life, but I understand why there are questions. The waterbeds one is hilarious. I actually have searched that at some point. So I've contributed to this. I did terribly. Let's do one more. Let's do people, sure. Does my boss watch me? Nope. Does my boss make more than I do? No. Does my boss... I don't know, man. Nope. Does my boss know the... No. Does my boss see... I didn't spell that last one right. It was close, though. Does my boss... Nope. Dang it. Does my boss see the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Nope. Does my boss like me? Does my boss have a crush on me? Ugh. Does my boss hate me? Does my boss hate me quiz? Does my boss know I'm looking for another job? Does my boss want me to quit? Does my boss have to pay me if I'm out with COVID? Does my boss like me romantically? Does my boss have to give me a break? Does my boss secretly hate me? How is Google going to answer these questions for you is what I want to know. Well, I guess some of them, like the romantic things, I'm sure there are ways. I guess there are ways like people could give you an idea of things to look for, I guess. It's just interesting that they would Google that. Okay, how long should I? That has to be one. Just not type it in right? Nope, I guess it doesn't have to be one. How long should I wait to eat after swimming? That's it old. It was not what I typed in at all. How long should I quarantine after testing positive for COVID? I typed in, how long should I wait after eating to swim? Because I know that was a thing that some people think is a thing. But no, that is not what I typed in at all. Okay, how long should I wait to tell my... Alright. Nope. How long should I... Nope. How long should I quarantine? I mean, that's fair. How long should I quarantine with COVID? Okay. Well, why did all of these not show up, but this one did when I typed in what I did? Wait to take pregnancy test. Fair enough. How long should I water my lawn? How long should I boil eggs? Fair enough, I suppose. Oh no! Oh no, I don't like this one. Piper, please. Why are you doing things you know you're not supposed to do? Now of all times, you had all day to come and play with me and have fun, and you waited until I'm streaming. And then you start doing things you know you're not supposed to. Oh, cats. They certainly have personalities. Best way to kill. I don't know if I want to answer this one. Best way to kill groundhogs. No. Best way to kill rats. Okay, that's one. Cockroaches. Nope. Roaches. Wait, is it not in there? Roaches. Yep. Bed bugs. Yep. All right. Nope. All right. Ants, yeah, poison ivy. Fair enough. Weeds, dandelions. Leave the dandelions alone. They didn't do anything wrong. Roaches, rats, bed bugs, grass, weeds, and lawn flies. Yeah, that's fair. It's like the only one I ever got anything with. All right. That's that segment. I'm gonna do more of that some other day, I think, though. I like that, and I wanna try better someday. All right, then. I'm going to try and mess around with this. Just riff on it a little bit. I found this interesting itch.io quote-unquote off gallery or museum, and I'm pretty sure it is essentially just AI art. Oh crap! This thing is. The window that a lot of these itch.io games have is so wonky. It does not cooperate at all. some AI art that someone put some backstory to, like a futuristic backstory. All right. So here we have a piece by Marcus Cade, born in 1991 and died in 2081. This is his painting from 2021, Our Father, oil on canvas. The seventh in Cade's series depicting migrant workers in the now barren United States. The orphan Cade used these paintings to reconnect his murdered father rather, and his culture. So it's supposed to be like a migrant worker in the current U.S., but apparently, by the time this gallery is around, the U.S. is a barren land. This is a piece by L.E.D. Gunnar, born in 2050, died 2075. It's The Dark Streets of China, 2073. Photo print on steel. The last known photo of Guangzhou before the disappearance of both the artist and the city. Original file uploaded to the second main network. Yeah, it was at Guangzhou. I'm not very good with my Chinese pronunciation, but one of the last photos taken of Guangzhou before it just disappeared into thin air. These things just happen to cities, though. In the future, they just disappear sometimes. It's just part of life. You just have to accept it. All right, this is Abihu Esmond, born in 1971, died 2043. Puff, 2011, acrylic on plastic. Puff was one of Esmond's earlier works. Its cohesiveness, evidence of the time before the madness. I don't know, that didn't make a lot of sense. He described it as one of his 18 spiritual guides. Ah, yes, the Puff, the best spiritual guide. I'd say it's at least number 2 of 18. What was this made anyways? I forget. This was earlier on in the AI art. It's late enough where it can actually make faces, but it's early enough to where it's still a little wonky. I feel like this is before like Mid-Journey really came around. This is like pre-Mid-Journey, like Dolly 1 or Dolly 2 pre-Mid-Journey, I feel like. Here we have Mega Seafood, born 2102. So this person's still alive. White Crane 2123. Acrylic on canvas. A departure from his abstract work, Sifu portrays the post-larval stage of a crane from the southern caustic vasts. Ah, yes, the white cranes, yes. A beautiful white crane. They changed a bit over time, though. Ohanes Juan, Untitled. Paint on cardboard. The chemical composition of the painting has not yet been fully discovered. Guests are warned not to touch any part of the cardboard. This piece has been verified as a Juvan work. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Sandy Bailey, born 1999, died 2042. God Help the Tower, 2042. So she died in the year she painted this. A painting of France's last bastion during the War of the Weft. Bombed out of the Zeppelins of America shortly after. Bailey is one of a small number of war painters during this period. That 2042 France war, that was a rough one. It really was. That was the big return. That was the big return from Zeppelins. Everyone's been saying, where'd the Zeppelins go? You know, we had these giant dirigibles. They were the future, and then they left. Well, they came back for their last victory in the war of the 2040s. Rip France, though, man. Rip France. They had it coming. Sylvester Bernard, 1881 to 2110. My Heart, 1901. Wait, how is this person like an eternal? This person just like got some like fountain of youth at some point. I don't think there's anyone alive today born in 1881, so this is a little factually inaccurate. I mean, the rest of this is factually completely sound. This right here is inaccurate. Anyways, one of our late president's finest works, depicting one of her first wives, on loan from the current president's personal collection. This is so ridiculous, but I love the concept of this. I feel like the execution is a bit mediocre, and I feel like it could be done better with current AI art, as controversial as that stuff can be. I'd like this concept, though. Flavia Laritis, born 1922 and died 1983. Please, someone see this. 1950. Watercolor on canvas. Lauretis is now regarded as one of the first true prophets, depicting the shadow weft over 50 years before it began. This painting was discovered in 2110, buried under the sweet shop as depicted. And that weft, it really did a number on humanity. Really did. I'm not going to read all these. I'm just look around a bit. I don't actually plan to do much here, but I love this concept, though. What the heck? I can't read that, though. I have the window too small on my TV. Alyssa Kletos, born 2094. My son Raj, 2136. Photo printed on plastic. Preserved through the Reliquary staff and initiative. Man, your son is... He's a beautiful man. I'm sure he gets all the ladies. Alyssa Kratos, my other son. Photo printed on plastic, preserved for the staff artist. I love this. My other son. He is also a beautiful, beautiful boy. Yeah, I wish someone would take this concept and really flesh it out more. Maybe I feel like with the current AI art models, it'd be a lot better. But AI art also has its issues as well, though. (2022), indeed. What's this? The Reliquary does not currently know how this work entered into our collection. Any attempt to store the image results in severe injury to the staff and drones. Guests are advised not to interact with the thing. Definitely gives creepy vibes for sure. What? What is that?
Shit. Comms, I have something real big coming up on my right wing.
What is
How
that?
big is this thing? Fuck.
Okay then. Anyways, Utari Idwolf, 1987, 2037. Weft Barn, 2037. One of the first photos of the Weft in action. Photos that killed the photographer. Man, that Weft though. That Weft really took the world by storm. I think the idea is that like the Weft is like some kind of like I don't know, energy field or some mutating thing, and that's explaining all of the weirdness of the AI art. Just kind of a funny way to kind of explain around that though. Gergana Judith, 1829 to 1971. Sure. Garden of the Epidemic, 1848. Judith's first and only painting, sold shortly after she was committed to a sanitarium for the murder of her husband and sister. Widely agreed to depict her garden in France. It is unknown if she is a true prophet or if her stylings simply mimic those of the Weft. I wonder if this person has like an art or like a written book that explains this better. If this is just something they tried to invent just for the silly idea. I love it though. Connell Baldwin, 2010 to 2059. So he'd be like 14 now. Horror, 2050. Baldwin took the only known photo of the Italian war priest during the bombing of India. After the war, he turned on his adopted countrymen to recount the war from the perspective of the Italian theocracy. The war priest. I love it. It takes a good imagination, though. I would love an idea like this to be fleshed out better with modern AI, though. It's hilarious, though. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for that. I wasn't planning on spending too much time with that. Also, I completely forgot to put my fake window, my fake Windows window up. Oh well, I might have forgotten to do that with Xenogears too. Anyways. Alright. As is the final segment when I'm trying to do these streams, at least last time and this time, is a reading of something. And I'm going to do another public domain bit today. I'm going to try and see if I can read through the first chapter of The Moonpool by Abraham Merritt. Whether I will actually get through it all, I don't know, but I'm going to try. It's going to take a little while. It's not a short chapter. I tried going through this once and trying to see the pronunciations, but I kind of gave up because there's a lot of word pronunciations, and I didn't feel like spending that much time practicing. Anyways, let's do it. This is, again, The Moonpool by Abraham Merritt. I believe it was originally published in 1919. So just remember that. This is a book from, like, the end of World War I times. Actually, I think the book was published during World War I because it was 2 parts before it was made one book. Anyways, Chapter 1, The Thing on the Moon Path. For 2 months, I had been on the D'Entrecasteaux Islands, gathering data for the concluding chapter of my book upon the flora of the volcanic islands of the South Pacific. The day before, I had reached Port Moresby and had seen by my specimens safely stored on the board the Southern Queen. I'm doing terribly reading this today. I'm sorry. As I sat on the upper deck, I thought with homesick mind of the long leagues between me and Melbourne, and the longer ones between Melbourne and New York. I think it's probably because I'm getting tired today. It was one of Papua's yellow mornings, when she shows herself in her somberest, most baleful mood. The sky was smoldering ochre. Over the island brooded a spirit sullen, alien, implacable, filled with the threat of latent malefic forces waiting to be unleashed. It seemed an emanation out of the untamed, sinister heart of Papua herself. Sinister even when she smiles. And now and then, on the wind, came a breath from the virgin jungles, laden with unfamiliar odors, mysterious and menacing. It is on such mornings that Papua whispers to you of her immemorial ancientness and of her power. And as every white man must, I fought against her spell. This was 1919, remember that. While I struggled, I saw a tall figure striding down the pier. A Kappa Kappa boy followed, swinging a new valise. A valise, I believe, is a briefcase. There was something familiar about the tall man. As he reached the gangplank, he looked up straight into my eyes, stared for a moment, then waved his hand. And now I knew him. It was Dr. Throckmorton. Throck he was to me always, one of my oldest friends, and, as well, a mind of the first water whose power and achievements were for me a constant inspiration, as they were, I know, for scores other. Coincidentally, with my recognition came a shock of surprise, definitely unpleasant. It was Throckmorton, but about him was something disturbingly unlike the man I had known so long, so well, and to whose little party I had bidden farewell less than a month before I myself had sailed for these seas. He had married only a few weeks before, Edith, the daughter of Professor William Fraser, younger by at least a decade than he, but at one with him in his ideals, and as much in love, if it were possible, as Throckmorton. By virtue of her father's training, a wonderful assistant. By virtue of her own sweet, sound heart, I use the word in its olden sense, lover. With his equally youthful associate, Dr. Charles Stanton, and a Swedish woman, Thora Halverson, who had been Edith Throckmorton's nurse from babyhood, they had set forth for the Nanmadol, I believe, that extraordinary group of island ruins clustered along the eastern shore of the Ponape in the Carolines. I knew that he had planned to spend at least a year among these ruins, not only of Ponape, but of Lele, twin centers of the colossal riddle of humanity, a weird flower of civilization that blossomed ages before the seeds of Egypt were sown, of whose arts we know little enough, and of whose science nothing. He had carried with him unusually complete equipment for the work he had expected to do, and which he hoped would be his monument. What then had brought Throckmorton to Port Moresby, and what was that change I had sensed in him? Hurrying down to the lower deck, I found him with the purser. As I spoke, he turned, thrust out to me an eager hand, and then I saw what was that difference that had so moved me. He knew, of course, by my silence and involuntary shrinking the shock of my closer look had given me. His eyes filled. He turned brusquely from the purser, hesitated, then hurried off to his stateroom. "He looks rather queer, eh?" said the purser. "Know him well, sir. Seems to have given you quite a start." I made some reply and went slowly up to my chair. There I sat, composed my mind, and tried to define what it was that had shaken me so. Now it came to me. The old Throckmorton was on the eve of the adventure, just turned 40, lithe, erect, muscular, his controlling expression one of enthusiasm, of intellectual keenness, of, what shall I say, expectant search. His always questioning brain had stamped its vigor upon his face. Again, my cat is messing with things that she never messes with. She never tries to mess with the wires behind my TV. I have them mostly hidden, but there's a few that stick out right now, and she never messes with those, but now that I'm streaming, she is. And it rather aggravates me. Cats. Gotta love cats. Anyways, but the Throckmorton I'd seen below was one who had borne some scaring shock of mingled rapture and horror, some soul cataclysm that in its climax had remolded deep from within his face, setting on its seal of wedded ecstasy and despair, as though indeed those two had come to him hand in hand, taken possession of him, and departing, left behind, ineradicably. I can read. Ineradicably their linked shadows. Yes, it was that which appalled. For how could rapture and horror, heaven and hell, mix, clasp hands, kiss? Yet these were what in closest embrace lay on Throckmorton's face. Deep in thought, subconsciously with relief, I watched the shore line sink behind, welcomed the touch of the wind of the free seas. I had hoped, and within the hope was an inexplicable shrinking, that I would meet Throckmorton at lunch. He did not come down, and I was sensible of deliverance within my disappointment. All that afternoon I had lounged about uneasily, but still he kept to his cabin, and within me was no strength to summon him, nor did he appear at dinner. Dusk and night fell swiftly. I was warm and went back to my deck chair. The Southern Queen was rolling to a disquieting swell, and I had the place to myself. Over the heavens was a canopy of cloud, glowing faintly, and testifying to the moon riding behind it. There was much phosphorescence. Fitfully before the ship and at her sides arose the stranger little swirls of mist and swirl up from the southern ocean like breath of sea monsters, whirl for an instant and disappear. Suddenly the deck door opened, and through it came Throckmorton. He paused uncertainly, looked up at the sky with a curiously eager, intent gaze, hesitated, then closed the door behind him. "Throck," I called. "Come, it's Goodwin." He made his way to me. "Throck," I said, wasting no time in preliminaries. "What's wrong? Can I help you?" I felt his body grow tense. "I'm going to Melbourne, Goodwin," he answered. "I need a few things. Need them urgently. And more men. White men." It was written in 1919, remember. I don't really know if that's really an excuse, honestly. It's not at this point. 1919 especially, it's not an excuse. But, people. Anyways, he stopped abruptly, rose from his chair, gazed intently toward the north. I followed his gaze. Far, far away, the moon had broken through the clouds, almost on the horizon. You could see the faint luminescence of it upon the smooth sea. The distant patch of light quivered and shook. The clouds thickened again, and it was gone. The ship raced on southward swiftly. Throckmorton dropped into his chair. He lighted a cigarette with a hand that trembled, then turned to me with abrupt resolution. "Goodwin," he said, "I do need help if ever a man needed it. I do. Goodwin, can you imagine yourself in another world? Alien, unfamiliar, world of terror, whose unknown joy is its greatest terror of all. You all alone there, a stranger." as such a man would need help, so I need. He paused abruptly and arose. The cigarette dropped from his fingers. The moon had again broken through the clouds, and this time much nearer. Not a mile away was the patch of light that it threw upon the waves. Back of it, to the rim of the sea, was a lane of moonlight, a gigantic gleaming serpent racing over the edge of the world, straight and surely toward the ship. Throckmorton stiffened to it up as a pointer does to a hidden cove. To me, from him, pulsed the thrill of horror, but horror tinged with an unfamiliar and infernal joy. It came to me and passed away, leaving me trembling with its shock of bittersweet. He bent forward, all his soul in his eyes. The moon path swept closer, closer still. It was now less than half a mile away. From it the ship fled, almost as though pursued. Down upon it, swift and straight, a radiant torrent cleaving the waves, raced the moonstream. Good God, breathed Throckmorton, and if ever the words were a prayer and an invocation, they were. And for the first time, I saw it. The moon path stretched to the horizon and was bordered by darkness. It was as though the clouds above had been parted to form a lane drawn aside like curtains, or as the waters of the Red Sea were held back to let the hosts of Israel through. On each side of the stream was the black shadow cast by the folds of the high canopies, and straight as a road between the opaque walls gleamed, shimmered, and danced the shining, racing rapids of moonlight. Far it seemed, immeasurably far, along the stream of silver fire I sensed, rather than saw, something coming. It drew first into sight as a deeper glow within the light. On and on it swept towards us, an opalescent mistiness that sped with the suggestion of some winged creature in arrowed flight. Dimly there crept into my mind memory of the Dayak legend of the winged messenger of Buddha, the Akla bird whose feathers are woven of the moon rays, whose heart is a living opal, whose wings in the flight echo the crystal clear music of the white stars, but whose beak is of frozen flame and shreds the souls of unbelievers. Closer it drew, and now there came to me sweet, insistent tinklings, like pizzicati on violins of glass, crystal clear, diamonds melting into sounds. Now the thing was close to the end of the white path, close up to the barrier of darkness, still between the ship and the sparkling head of the moonstream. Now it beat up against the barrier, as a bird against the bars of its cage. It whirled with shimmering plumes, with swirls of lacy light, with spirals of living vapor. It held within it odd, unfamiliar gleams, as of shifting mother of pearl. Coruscations and glittering atoms drifted through it as though it drew them from the rays that bathed it. Nearer and nearer it came, borne on the sparkling waves, and ever thinner shrank the protecting wall of shadow between it and us. Within the mistiness was a core, a nucleus of intenser light, veined, opaline, effulgent, intensely alive. Above it, tangled in the plumes and spirals that throbbed and whirled, were 7 glowing lights. Through all the incessant but strangely ordered movement of the thing, these lights held firm and steady. They were 7, like 7 little moons. One was of a pearly pink, one of a delicate nacreous blue, one of lambent saffron, one of the emerald you see in the shallow waters of tropic isles, a deathly white, a ghostly amethyst, and one of the silver that is seen only when the flying fish leap beneath the moon. The tinkling music was louder still. It pierced the ears with a shower of tiny lances. It made the heart beat jubilantly, and checked it dolorously. It closed the throat with a throb of rapture and gripped it tight with the hand of infinite sorrow. Came to me now a murmuring cry, stilling the crystal notes. It was articulate, but as though from something utterly foreign to this world. The ear took the cry and translated with conscious labor into the sounds of the earth, and even as it compassed, the brain shrank from it irresistibly, and simultaneously it seemed to reach toward it with irresistible eagerness. Throckmorton strode toward the front of the deck, straight toward the vision, now but a few yards away from the stern. His face had lost all human semblance. Utter agony and utter ecstasy. They were side by side, not resisting each other. Unholy, inhuman companions, blending into a look that none of God's creatures should wear. And deep, deep as his soul, a devil and a god dwelling harmoniously side by side. So must Satan, newly falling, still divine, seeing heaven and contemplating hell, have appeared. And then, swiftly, the moon path faded. The clouds swept over the sky as though a hand had drawn them together. Up from the south came a roaring squall. As the moon vanished, what I had seen vanished with it, blotted out as an image on a magic lantern. The tinkling ceased abruptly, leaving a silence like that which follows an abrupt thunderclap. There was nothing about us, silence and blackness. Through me passed a trembling as one who has stood on the very edge of the gulf wherein the man of Luisades says lurks the fisher of the souls of men, and has been plucked back by sheerest chance. Throckmorton passed an arm around me. "It is as I thought," he said. In his voice was a new note, the calm certainty that has swept aside a waiting terror of the unknown. "Now I know. Come with me to my cabin, old friend, for now you too have seen, I can tell you," he hesitated, "what it was you saw." He ended. As we passed through the door, we met the ship's first officer. Throckmorton composed his face into at least a semblance of normality. "Going to have much of a storm?" he asked. "Yes," said the mate. "Probably all the way to Melbourne." I probably switched the voices up there. Throckmorton straightened as though with a new thought. He gripped the officer's sleeve eagerly. "You mean at least cloudy weather for," he hesitated, for the next 3 nights, say?" "And for 3 more," replied the mate. "Thank God," called Throckmorton, and I think I never heard such relief and hope as was in his voice. The sailor stood amazed. "Thank God," he repeated. What do you mean?" But Throckmorton was moving onward to his cabin. I started to follow. The first officer stopped me. "Your friend," he said, "is he ill?" "The sea ice," answered hurriedly. "He's not used to it. I'm going to look after him." Doubt and disbelief were plain in the seaman's eyes, but I hurried on, for I knew that Throckmorton was ill indeed, but with a sickness the ship's doctor, nor any other, could heal. So that is the first chapter of The Moon Pool. I was just looking through different public domain books that were written long enough ago to where their copyright has fallen into, public domain, and I just thought this was an interesting one. I might read more of it in the future. I might not. Hard to say. But I just thought it was an interesting kind of a science fiction fantasy thriller sort of thing. And I like the writing isn't consistently proper, but it's also 1919. I don't know if I haven't read enough books from 1919 or in that period to know how grammar was back then. It might have just changed in time. There are things that just seem grammatically incorrect to me today. But yes, next time I do this, I think I will practice more than once, because I literally just read through this once and looked up some of the pronunciations, and honestly, I forgot a lot of them while reading that just now. But I definitely, if I do this again, I want to read through it more than once, because I stumbled quite a bit through that reading, and I know I can do better, because I've done better before in my life. So, but yes, that was The Moon Path, or Moon Pool. The second book after Queen Lucia that I've read. Next time I might either return to one of those, or I finally got permission from a newer author to read his work on stream, so I might do that one next. But if I do his, I kind of want to do all 3 chapters at once, so I might hold off on that for a while, so I can have more time to practice. Anyways, this has been Shorthawk on stream. I hope you all have a good day. Take care.